prepare and we'll go and we'll do our best. We'll put them under pressure. The game is about being effective, being aggressive, winning the ball, getting on with the play. We'll put them under pressure.
How are we doing? Good evening and welcome to Thfc, to your home of Tottenham past, present and the exciting future of the Ange Postecoglou with myself, Dermot, aka Dermatron, and the man. Oh, Philip, look, I was thinking last night, do you know you remind me a bit of Bruce Forsyth back in the day?
Nice to see you nice.
Exactly, it's a bit about you. You know, I can see you doing play your cards right and generation.
My nose isn't that big, is it?
No, he's massive. It's not bad, but he was a big Spurs fan, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
anyway, how are you, Mr. Brady? Did you enjoy your Roger Taylor and Phil Collins impersonation last night?
Yeah, we had a really good night last night. Ended up with a 7-piece band on stage. It was brilliant. Really good.
Really? 7-piece?
7-piece, yeah. Yeah, it was good.
Are you going to record anything, put it out in the Irish charts, do you know?
Well, I have it all taped, but a lot of it's copyright stuff because, they're the cover versions, So.
I don't know, And the travelling Philip Brady and the travelling Leitrim band. There you go. There you go.
Well, as I said to me last night, at the introductions, we have 6 musicians on stage and a drummer.
Yeah. Well, a band cannot cope without a drummer, Philip. Remember?
Yeah, I know that. I keep telling them that, but they don't listen,
Oh, there you go. Look, it's been an interesting day, Philip. Football-wise, and last night as well. Some mad games. I know you didn't see a lot of them because you were drumming, but some mental games in the Champions League last night. What's your thoughts on the whole Champions League quarterfinals, semi-finals that could be lining up now? There's some exciting ties there.
I have to say, I actually thought Barcelona and Atletico would go through last night, and neither of them did. Now, geez, I'll tell you, Paris PSG pulled a number on Barcelona last night, but I mean, it was a very ill-tempered game. I think the referee's come in for a lot of criticism where he handled it.
So he should.
Yeah. What do you call it? And Atletico came back from 2-0 down to bring it to 2 each, but then Dortmund blitzed them in the last 10 or 15 minutes. So yeah, it's turning out it'll be a good. Okay, the semi-finals will either be what Arsenal versus City or Real Madrid. That's the big semi-final. I mean, the other one, PSG versus we know what that is now. PSG versus Dortmund. Quite so good, you know. But yeah, it's good.
It is.
I don't know what to think tonight though, because you know we need to not we don't want the German teams to do well, and one of them has to be playing Arsenal. God Almighty, you know.
Well, I don't know, Philip. You wanted Arsenal to win the weekend. I thought this would be a double for you.
I wanted Villa. I didn't want Villa to win. Who they were playing was immaterial. It just happened to be Arsenal, and they let us down. You know. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, look, we are going to get into that. This is only on for a little while because Dermotron then has to do a quick turnaround and get ready for the watch along, because I am doing the Man City Real Madrid watch along tonight for you guys as well, starting at 7:45. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. We've got Stephen Cartwright. Evening, lads. Come on, Brian. Hat trick for Harry. And then we've got El Tel Cockerell. Good evening, Dermot and Philip. Coys.
Hey, El Tel.
Big up, El Tel.
Hi, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm Stephen as well. Philip, now let's start with a bit of the rumour that's going around. Philip, transfer rumours, always good, and always good to start off a show. This was on the website 442. And it was an article, and I watched it and I thought, I've got to bring it up. I know Philip's going to be so ecstatic about us. We could be in for this player. He loves him. He wants him at the club. He thinks he's absolutely brilliant. As you can see to your reaction, that I knew that would be the reaction of Philip when I said, now, Tottenham could be in from Man United Martial. Just 3 words, Philip. Why on God's hell?
Yeah, we should be better going in for a Martian who'd do more value to us. Yeah, but, I think anybody that brings in Martial deserves to be caught Martial. It's a ridiculous rumor. No way do we want him. He's a troublemaker. Yeah, he's a troublemaker. He's in and out of form. He's in and out of the team. No, let him go to Spain or something.
Did you know what? The Man United paid nearly 45 million quid for him. All in total.
Yeah, Dermot, they paid 80 million for Anthony.
I know. Whoever's doing that, well, mind you, was it Ferguson that bought Martial? Was Fergie in charge when he came to United? I think he was. It's been there 10 years.
Would have been one of his last ones if he did.
Yeah, it was. That shows Would he be a player that you would be thinking Ange could get a tune out of, though? If we did buy him, do you think Ange could get a tune out of him?
Yeah, he might get a tune out of a Martial, but I think Martial's presence in the dressing room could put the rest of the team out of tune. No, I don't think so. Like, there are younger Martial must be pushing on 30 or more now.
Must be.
There are younger players available for far less money, so let's go that way.
Yeah. I'll just talk a little bit more, Philip, about last night's games and the importance of last night's game. How important was it, like, for the Champions League, for PSG, who have never won the Champions League, by the way, to actually win at Barcelona last night? Because I watched Barcelona and they look a really decent side with all the young kids coming through. Xavi has them, playing like how he used to play, to be fair.
Yeah. I think it's important for PSG to go through. I don't think it's important for the competition, because Barcelona will be they're probably a bit disappointed that Barcelona have gone out, because they would be a bigger name come the Champions League, And I mean, PSG usually bottle it at this stage, or the last 16 stage. So you can see the delight last night when they went through. Now, I think they overdid the celebrations a bit. If I was a Barcelona fan now, I'd be a little bit pissed if a team did that sort of over-the-top celebrations at my ground. But fair dues to them. They played well. They hit Bayern on the break, or they hit Barcelona on the break when Barcelona were pushing for an equalizer to get that last goal. And I know Mbappe scored twice, but I still don't get him. I just don't get him why he's so valuable. He scored a reasonably good goal and a penalty.
Yeah. I mean, the sending off, Philip, was it a sending off? Have you seen it? But was it a sending off?
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. It's one of those that could have gone either way, really. Yeah. It was marginal. Like technically, the referee was probably right to send him off because the cover was a good bit away. But was he in a goal scoring position? Because the free kick was from outside the area. He was still 25 yards from goal whenever he was pulled down. So who knows what could happen? But it just summed up there. Now, I wasn't watching the whole game. I was watching bits of it. But from what I could see, the referee seemed to be totally out of his depth. Totally out of his depth.
I mean, that's sending off, Philip. There was a player that side. He had the defender at the back of him and the goalkeeper there. So really, there was enough cover, I think, around. I think a yellow card would have been. But if he didn't send him off, I don't think PSG win that game.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think so. No, I think maybe VAR got involved. Maybe VAR could see more angles than we could, But
VAR agreed with the referee.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, Barcelona with 11 men would have won that game. I think. In fact, home advantage would have been a big thing for them.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to say something now, Philip, a bit controversial, but I do come out with it now and again. Do you feel a little bit of corruption involved here? Do you know we're past the envelopes in the right direction and we'll get the favourable decisions?
I don't know. I mean, okay, referee, the standard of refereeing, as we all know, is abysmal. It seems to be abysmal all over Europe. If that's the best they've got to give a Champions League quarter final to, I don't know, Dermot. I'd be doubtful if there was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a sending off. I just can't see how it was a sending off.
It was borderline. I mean, if he had, I don't think there would have been too many complaints if he hadn't been sent off. Okay, I suppose PSG would have surrounded the referee for 5 minutes, but I think probably he did what he thought was right at the time, and whether it's right or not, it'll be analysed from here till Christmas. And obviously, Barcelona are going to say it wasn't a sending off, and PSG are going to say it was. So there's going to be no consensus on that, Well, I think the corruption thing, I don't know. I would be surprised.
Yeah, so would I.
I'm just looking at it now, actually, Dermot. Hang on. I'm just going to go back here. He was very quick to pull out the red card.
Yeah, that's the point I was
making.
The cover
is miles away. The cover is miles away. Looking at this now, right? Hold on now. It's just on TV at the minute.
Yeah.
Let me just talk. This is the first time I've seen it really close now. Just bear with me for a second now.
He doesn't show. He showed the bar, and then he clicked. Then as the fella's
here we are now. Hold on. Here we now. The cover is 15 yards away over by the penalty spot. The cover's nowhere near and not running in the same direction. The cover is running straight back towards the goal where he needs to be running that way to get across. But from that point of view, yes, it was a right decision to make. Yeah. That's the first time I've seen it properly from all angles now. But whether it was a foul or not, he barely touched him because your man goes down like he's been shot.
Exactly, that's the point I'm making.
He put his hand across his neck. Then he caught his shoulder. There wasn't a lot of contact, but what they're like. Players go down with a puff of wind these days.
Well, I always say that players are shot like Lee Harvey Oswald. Like they've been shot by him. Big up to Milton McDonald. Good afternoon and evening, gents. Good afternoon, Milton. Hope you're doing well in sunny Florida. Let me know. Are you watching the Donald Trump trial and are you enjoying it? I know Philip's been watching it.
The trial hasn't started yet, but he's fallen asleep and farting in the courtroom, apparently. There was a day off today. No, seriously. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, I am, yeah.
Are you being deadly serious?
He fell asleep on Monday. He fell asleep yesterday, and he farted as well in public. So, that's it. He's not used to doing nothing. He's totally out of his comfort zone now, Anyway, let's not talk about Donald Trump. Let's get on to football.
There's your next president sitting in the courtroom. Wilton says last night's game was turned on its head by the sending off, which was the correct decision. Yeah. I don't think it was, but you and
watch it again, and watch where the cover is. He's nowhere near and is not going to get there.
Yeah.
So the referee was correct in that.
Can I just say the RTE analysts I had on last night were excited to be there. As say you and me if you and me got invited to an Arsenal match. That's how excited they were. DT Hamad, I thought he was going to fall asleep at one point during the analysing the first half.
They'll have him on tonight now because he's a Man City. Because it's TV3 have got it tonight.
Yeah. So they said to him, he said, was it a penalty? Well, I don't think it was a penalty.
It'd be like Chris Kamara. What was that? What?
Yeah, exactly.
What happened? I was asleep.
And then The other Egypt they had on, he was just. I tell you one thing: the presenter could have done a better job himself than them two Egypts.
They have to have somebody there, I suppose.
Yeah, I would like to think that the game is cleaned up to a point. It's not cleaned up to a point. It is not cleaned up to a point. And then DJ Samuel, good evening, Coys.
Hi, DJ.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you, Philip? Now, it wasn't just the PSG game that was turned on its head. The Dortmund game was turned on its head, and I saw the highlights of that last night. And what a cracker! Simeone, he must be feeling sick as a preferable dog this morning, because Atletico should have won that and should have had enough chances to win that game outright, and they didn't take their chances. And Dortmund win. Great night for German football, isn't it? Really, and tonight as well with the Arsenal game as well.
Yeah, it is a big night now. It is a big night. Harry Kane will probably score his customary goal against Arsenal. I honestly think Bayern will win tonight. I think they're going to have too much European experience for Arsenal, and Arsenal will be ripping after that performance on Sunday against Arsenal, which was really, really poor, really poor.
But look, are you glad that Dortmund went through? Do you know, good for.
I'm not. I'm no real. From a Tottenham point of view, no.
Yeah.
Because from a coefficient stand point of view, no. I would rather seen Atletico Madrid go through. So, but I like Dortmund. I like their fans. I like that yellow wall they put. The fans are very passionate. Yeah. And it's a fair do, but I hope it just doesn't keep us out of fifth place.
No. Which manager came from Dortmund to the Premier League?
Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp, your man. PSG Dortmund, who gets to the final in your point of view, Philip?
You have to fancy PSG, I think.
Do you know what? I'm going for Dortmund. I think Dortmund can win that. I honestly really do. I can see an all-German final, Bayern Munich against Dortmund.
Yeah, funny enough, I would have. Hang on. Do you mean to say that Bayern Munich are going to beat City or Real Madrid? That could be stretching it. No, well, look, I don't think City will retain it. I think it'll be one of it'll be Real Madrid. If Real Madrid go through tonight, I think they'll win it. If City go through tonight, then they'll probably win it. Now,
I just hear Wembley, Harry Kane, first trophy. I can see it happening.
Oh, yeah.
I could see it happening. It's written in the stars. So, Philip, look, do you want to go through just the last two comments there from Tequila, from Milton after DJ? And then I'll get the next subject up. What we're gonna.
No, I'm not politically motivated. And if we're talking of corruption, politics is it? Well, we all know politics is a dirty game, very dirty game, especially in America, I'm afraid. And Tequila say, no money on my mind, but enough money can buy almost anything. Football is no exception in it. Yeah, well, it has been in the past, but I'd be surprised if such a high-profile game was fixed, because it's going to come out somewhere if it was. Tequila saying hello, and Tequila again. Kane hat trick tonight. When you one part of me is saying, "No, Harry, don't score a hat trick tonight," and the other one's telling me, "No, don't stop at a hat trick. Keep going."
Go on.
Arsenal going out tonight. All is right in the world. Yeah, all right.
I've got a poll in the chat, Philip. Can Man City do the treble again? 8 votes in. All say yes, they can. They could. Yeah, they could. If they win tonight, yes, I'd say I'd be more positive they can do that. Tonight's the biggest hurdle. Yeah, but they've also got Chelsea on the weekend in the FA Cup, which is not an easy game.
Oh no, not the way Chelsea are playing, but then again, Chelsea probably start fighting over who takes the kickoff.
Oh, what did you make of that the other night?
Absolutely childish. And I'll tell you one thing, Pochettino has got a job on his hand trying to control that bunch of school kids that call themselves footballers. That's something you see in an under 10 match. Oh, it's my turn. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
And then the captain came over, calmed them down, Palmer come over and took the ball, who is the penalty taker, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they start and then that Johnson's, is it Johnson? Jackson. Start trying to take the ball off Palmer. And I'm thinking, and then he walks away in the half.
He wouldn't celebrate after the goal went in. I mean, that was Palmer's hat-trick goal. I mean, good God. Yeah. You know, it's, I don't know.
That game,
there's problems in that camp. There really is problems in that camp.
That game on Monday, Philip, I mean, we are going to go through it, you know, with the Premier League preview, which we're going to do it later in the week. But I think that game on Monday has probably put one of the nails into Everton's coffin, I think.
Well, it certainly brings out the goal difference. I mean, their goal difference was their saviour up to Monday, and now they're back with a similar goal difference to the other teams around them. So it's going to be hard to recover from a kicking like that. It really is.
It is. Big up to Keyless. I thought I was watching under 10s, to be honest. We'll talk about under 10s, Philip. The under 21s returned to the top spot after beating Wolves Monday night 5-1. And returned to the top of the under 21s Premier League. On level terms with West Ham. Can the kids win the Premier League, Philip? I think they can.
I hope they can. I mean, there were 11 matches unbeaten or 12 matches. I know they lost a couple since. Yeah, I hope they do win it. They deserve it. They deserve it. You know, keep it away from those bubble blowers anyway.
Yeah. How much does that prove how good our under 21 IU system is, Philip, at Tottenham?
It proves our academy is good, but what I would like to see is more of those players making the breakthrough into the first team. That's the crux of the whole thing. And it hasn't really happened yet, apart from with a couple of exceptions. And that's what needs to, like the likes of Dorrington and Jamie Donnelly and Santiago, then they need to be making their steps up into the first team squad.
Yeah, I did. So what are you looking for from Saturday, Philip, from Tottenham on Saturday? Look, should they be cautious? Do you think just go out how you played all season? How would you approach it on
who are they playing?
Oh, forget who they're playing. I should know because I'm doing the watch along with Dave on Saturday at 12. Hang on,
is that the last match?
It is. Yeah. Well, I think it is because it doesn't look right, but I think it is.
I wonder who West Ham are playing. Let me just have a look here and see.
Yeah. I tell you who we're playing. We are playing. Let's see now. Who are we playing? I'll tell you now who we're playing. Didn't want that. I did have it up early actually. And somehow I did.
Tottenham are playing Manchester United at home.
Yeah.
And West Ham are not playing that day, so they're playing a different day.
Yeah.
That's a bit unfair. I thought all games should be on the same time on the last day of the season.
Well, it's our home to Man United. I think we've got a few games in hand, Philip. I think United. But anyway, we could.
I'll tell you now what the story is now. England. Where are we? Premier League 2. Here we are. Right. Tottenham are top with 42 points with a goal difference of 29, plus 29. West Ham have got 42 points with a goal difference 26. With 2 games in hand on West Ham. So
basically, it's our title to lose.
Pretty much. Now, there's how many teams in the league? 26. We don't play 25. We don't play 50 games, surely. Don't we? Let's play everybody once. I don't know how many games they play. But there's 26 teams in the league. So that means 25 matches by 2.
Yeah.
Good God. So there's still a few games to go. So they can't win the league this week. That's the case.
But they return to the top anyway. After beating Wolves, they return. And how good do you think is someone? Who would you pick in the first team from the under-21s? Who would you have brought up? Because there's Mikey Moore, as Boris Brett says.
Mikey Moore is going to be our Phil Foden, I think, of the future.
Yeah. Donnelly.
Let me see. Soonsup Bell as well is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Santiago and Lancashire. There's a lot of them there. Mostly forward players.
Do you think Ange is looking at them and licking his lips, thinking,
I hope so.
Oh my, yeah.
The fact that he's got Mikey Moore training with the first team squad, that's a huge plus. That lad's only 18.
He's with the under 18s. Too much ego, Wilton says, in the Chelsea team. Can't see any change from them. I don't think we can. Tequila says, shame about Everton. I have a soft spot for them. So does actually me and Philip.
Yeah, I think we all do,
in a
actually.
way.
I don't like to see Everton go down, you know.
Yeah. See them very much like us over the years, but even worse than us. That is true. Big up
Everton
to
have
Boris.
never been
Yeah, go on.
relegated.
No, go on. What'd you say, Philip?
No, Everton have never been relegated
No, I know they haven't.
up to now. Yeah,
I think this is what it said. There's 3 or 4 teams that have never been relegated.
Yeah.
Arsenal bought their way to the league and then bought their way out of relegation, which we were reminded Brenny and we were reminding Brenny and Bobby of that when we do our North London Derby debate. It is THFC Till I Die versus the Armoury. So look forward to that. Me and Philip will have our facts and figures and everything ready, won't we, Philip?
We'll only remind them every 7 minutes or so.
Yeah. And also, I'm going to ask Colin to come in and referee. Colin is the referee in that debate. So, Colin, you're in charge.
Don't get the referee from the Barcelona PSG game anyway.
Yeah.
There'll be no one left. There'll be red cards all over the place.
Colin is the referee from the Barcelona PSG game. Big up to Boris Bitter says, well, Mikey Moore was training with the first team today, so it shows he's already proved himself. Never know soon enough, might end up getting around 10 minutes in the Prem match.
Yeah, it'd be great for the young lad if he did, you know.
If you're old enough, you're good enough, Philip. Isn't that the old thing?
It is, yeah, it is. Yeah. As, you know, bring him in gradually. That's the way I look at it. But, I think if we're kind of, I'd say in the last couple of games of the season, if we're kind of guaranteed 5th or 4th or whatever, he might do that. But the problem being, we still don't know what this 5th place is going to bring, whether it's Europa League or Champions League, you know.
Big up to Spurs GCTV, Evening Dermo and Phil. Big up. CG. We've got Boris Britt. Mikey Moore is in the under 18s, not the under 21s.
Yeah, but he plays for the under 21s on occasion as well, I think.
Yeah, he does. We've got Colin. Big up, Colin. Says big up, James. Let me know, Colin. Are you on in a minute with me, or are you still on your way back from wherever you've been? Big up to to Tequila. Tequila says, remember to slip Colin a few quid, lads. That's true. And then Colin says, I am an honest ref. That is open to bribes. Well, at least that's one referee that's honest about it. At least he's honest.
He's honest up to a point.
He is. And then Boris Brett says, pretty sure it's the other way around. If you're good enough, you're old. It is the other way around, yeah. Anyway, Philip, look, last bit we're going to talk about, because you need to go out because you're out doing your
Bingo.
You're doing something for the community. You're being very good. You've been a very good. You do that every week for the community. Nothing about Tom Jones, nothing about the big medallion, and nothing about you being a sex symbol for the over 80s.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd mention that. All right. I'm pretty mad I have to go out tonight. I'd far rather stay home and watch the match, but I can't do it, unfortunately.
But yeah, sorry. It's been a long while since we mentioned that, Philip, to be fair.
Yeah, I hope it's a longer time. I hope it's longer for the next time as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, last bit here, Philip. Dyer was sour grapes over Ange Axe. Now, what do you make of what Eric Dyer had to say, Philip? And then you got Ange's comments back saying it's a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
What do you put down to that, Philip? What do you put down to Eric Dyer?
Well, sour grapes, basically.
Yeah.
It was his slap back at Ange for not playing him for the time he was at Tottenham. And it's sad, really. I mean, the guy that spent 10 years of his life or 9 years of his life at the club, to come out with a petty stab like that, it was completely unnecessary, uncalled for, born out of frustration, I would say. And maybe he was taken out. But, Ange has now refuted the whole thing and said, listen, that's a lot of balls. I believe Ange more quicker than I believe Eric Dyer now, to be honest.
Yeah, and also he was saying how good Conte was and how good Mourinho was and this and that. Do you think it's because they played him and Ange saw what?
It's not simply because it's just that's the whole reason. It's because they played him.
And Ange saw Dyer for what he really was.
Yeah.
A useless
Ange comes in and the first thing he does is buy a centre back. What does that tell you?
Yeah. Eric, like that word, would you? Yeah, sit down here. Eric Dyer goes in there all happy. do you know what? I'm going to get another manager's going to play me. Yeah, you're out.
Yeah. You say, Eric, sit down there for a sec. I've never ever, in my whole managerial career, I've never ever had a player whose performances matched his name.
To be fair to Dave, he has been telling us for the last couple of years how bad Davis, Dyer, and Sanchez were, really. I think Dave was sort of proven right on the Dyer bit.
Yeah, true.
Philip, tonight, where's your crystal ball going with tonight? What's the results going to be? Is it going to be a happy night for Lego Man? Is Harry Kane going to get one over on North London rivals? I don't know who's in the others. Who's in the Man City and Real Madrid? Where are you going? I'm going for a Man City Bayern Munich semi-final.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I'll lean by. It's going to be tight in both games. I don't think we're going to have any 4-1s that we had last night. No, I think it's going to 4-2s. It's going to be a lot tighter. But I fancy City and Bayern to go through.
Yeah, I do. Well, look, Philip, it is a quick show tonight because I've got to quickly do a quick turnaround. And then, guys, so give me 5 minutes, guys. I'll be back. Well, hang on. Give me 10 minutes and I'll be back on again. So just don't know what to do with yourself for 10 minutes. Just grab yourself a cup of tea and a quick sandwich and join me again. Philip, look, you back on with me tomorrow as normal?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Tomorrow, I think we might do. Should we do our Premier League preview tomorrow? An FA Cup preview tomorrow? Yeah,
because Spurs aren't playing, so it'll be a half-hearted one.
Oh well, we could take the piss out of. We can talk
like we're interested about them, you know.
Yeah. Well, the one game we should be interested in, Philip. We're going to do a review of the Champions League as well. I'm sure Philip will watch the games tonight when he gets home if he's recording one of them. I swear to God, he's recording the Real Madrid game. I bet you it is.
No, I'm not recording either. I'll watch the highlights when I come back.
Yeah.
I'll be home just from the highlights room.
Yeah. Well, listen, Philip, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Sorry, guys, it's a short one. But as you can understand, Philip is due out tonight, and I've got to quickly get the watch along set up. So we'll be back tomorrow. Now, what time are we on tomorrow, Philip? Are we staying at the 7 o'clock time zone?
Yeah, 7, yeah. 7,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back on tomorrow at 7. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah. Come on, you Spurs.
We trust.
See you, lads. I'm off. See ya.
Okay, bye. You go. See you later, Philip.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.